This time on the Mimic's Vale, we discuss Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Diceomancer, Sea of Stars, and how to become a Ballionaire. I've been playing Ballionaire, and I want to talk to you all about it. And I'm really almost very addicted to it. I think I've now played for about 10 hours.
Jeepers creepers.
I still don't really know what it is or what it's doing. Right? So basically, and I've still not beaten it once, so I haven't finished the run. So you can't open up any more of the levels until you've finished the run and stuff. So I'm like still stuck in this pyramid. So basically what this game is so like I want to say pachinko, but it's not pachinko, is it palinko? What's the one that like, do you know how Ben Shepherd does that like drop program and the wee coins drop down? Like, what's that called?
Isn't that pachinko?
You know what I mean? Is it something like that?
Pachinko is like,
pachinko is
the
one
Japanese
with the discs that
thing.
drop down, isn't it? Not like the
No, metal balls.
Yeah, but yeah, so
Yeah,
that's essentially what it is. And but you got all these different things that are called bonks, or you bonk the things that are. It's all about they describe it as a bonk. I'm trying to think of the word that they use. It's so bizarre. In the description, it has this really weird. You're welcome to the auto bonker genre. Is what it says in the description.
Okay.
Right? So it's like that's really weird. But basically, it's almost structured like Balatro, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of trying to Balatroize pachinko. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have these things that are called elders, and the elders each of these three different. So rather than like having 5 aunties, you get 3 elders. No, 8 aunties in Balatro, isn't it? Rather than having the 8 aunties, you've got 3 elders, and each of the elders has 3. I can't remember what they're called. I think they're like. Basically, you've got 3 different levels for each one, and you need to hit within so many ball drops. You need to hit that number of dollars based on the number of things that balls down. But you get like kind of different themes. You can build it up around like there's these food balls or bonks or whatever you call them. Like so, and it's like
just
building up synergies in terms of how they work.
So where we're at so far is your balls drop and then you bonk.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, right.
And you need to get as much. You need to get basically earn as much money for your bonks as you can.
Amen.
So it's, but you basically have to strategize in terms of it's a bit of luck, and it feels like it's as much luck as strategy. I would say in this one, right? Because Balatro, you kind of understand how the cards work and how the games work, and there's no luck really involved other than what cards are put as. But whereas this one, it's all about where's that ball going to go. So if it goes out and it goes out at the bottom, then you're screwed if it doesn't hit anything. But you get like trees which add a multiplier. You get these little teleporters that if you've got one at the top and one at the bottom, when it hits the bottom one, it'll come back out the top one and go down again. You've got ones that you can hit that'll then hit out extra coins. You can have ones that'll eat the ball, and then like a whale will hold like 4 balls, and then when it gets full it like spouts them out of its like blowhole. And it's just bizarre but hugely addictive.
It looks it really looks it.
Like I've played the demo and I'm like, I'm not really sure that's going to grab me, and then I'm just like, and I'm still pressing it, and I'm still pressing it, and I'm still pressing it, and you're just pressing the button. At the end of every time you drop a ball, you basically get another thing to add onto the board. So you're basically across all of these. You start with like a starter pack, which is usually themed around like there's one themed around food, and if you collect like a tomato and a bit of cheese and land in a frying pan, it creates a meal.
Right.
With like on the board and things like that. Yeah. Or if you hit like there's a water one, and if you hit a lake, then it creates water balls which can go into a dam, and the dam stores the balls. It's really like random synergies like that. So it's all about strategizing and getting these right things as you go through, and it's tributes. So each of the elders has a tribute. So you get 3 tributes which have got a monetary value, and then at the end of each tribute you get it's basically like it's almost like the vouchers that you get in Balatro to have like different effects.
Yeah.
So like ones will reduce the cost of things, and ones will add you an extra.
So like a
hand,
permanent passive
a
buff or
permanent
something.
passive boost.
Right.
Essentially, so you can have ones like if any of they aren't called bonks, but I'm just going to call them bonks.
Let's call them bonks.
Started calling them, yeah. So you can get like some of the bonks are like spawner bonks. So like if
like
you hit
the
it'll spawn
pegs?
extra coins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so if you hit that one, it'll create like more balls or fireballs or water balls or coins, and you can get then like different passive things which will make spawners go up the way rather than down the way, or you can get ones which if you spawn something it'll increase the multiplier every time that you do it. So it's all these different things kind of work together to boost your score, and it's all about getting the right board to have the luck of the ball hitting in the right direction and collecting all these things. And then you can get like a shopping trolley is one of the things that you get different vehicles that the ball can end up going in, or it gets different hats which changes what it does, or so it's just bizarre, yet you just want to keep playing it.
It's addictive.
It's a terrible description. Like, I absolutely accept that's a terrible description of this game.
No. I think what it does is portray how random it is. And I think that... So I played the demo as well back in the last Steam Next Fest. And I think we spoke about it really briefly as well. Mm-hmm. And I... It didn't grab me the same way as you said when you played the demo. Because I think it is that... It's the randomness and the luck that's involved. Seemingly, when you first play it anyway, it seems like, well, I have no control over where the ball's going to go. I can obviously try and create the best board that I can with the best pegs in the best possible order, but ultimately, if the ball's going to go off down the side, what can you do, kind of thing. And I think there was that element of luck and, you know, RNG that put me off it a little bit. But yeah, it's interesting that you've kind of pushed through that and got to a stage where it's like there is a skill involved to it, and you are starting to build those synergies and stuff. And
and it's a bit like understanding what all the Joker's doing and understand what all the different things do together in terms of these bonks, which are not called bonks. But it feels more fun to call them bonks. But it's like even you get like a random one which is a chicken, and every time you hit the chicken, it'll lay an egg, and the egg will basically be a ball.
Be a ball, yeah.
Roll its way down. But you can then also get another one, which is an egg box. So if you get enough eggs coming from the chicken to fill the egg box, it then gives you another. It's all so many different things that work together that if you manage to fill them all, then it'll give you a better score or a better multiplier. There's also like enemies, like you have dragons that you can beat. So if you hit the dragon enough times during your run, it'll give you like a spell which you can then use on the board. And it's just so there's a huge amount of depth to it which you would never think of when you look at it, but
no,
it's very, very in depth to like I think understand everything.
It looks like, I mean, I'm just watching this video almost on repeat on Steam, like a constant like shoveling endorphin hits to you constantly.
It's like, oh, $200.
It just so much is happening, and it's so colourful that it's just repeating. This video repeating, and I feel like if I was playing this game, someone would need to come up and be like, "Hey, slap," to like stop me looking at it, because there's just so much going on.
Yeah, it's a lot, and I think I criticised the music as well being repetitive. I think that that was one thing that, which ironically now we will have used this music at the start of this episode, but I think, but only for a few seconds. But it was a little bit like that, where it was a bit. But this is a sort of game where I don't think you need the music on. It's like you don't really. You're not doing much. It's almost like one of those games that we spoke about a few episodes ago, where you could just play it while you're doing something else. It's like a perfect podcast or exercise bike game, isn't it? Just to fiddle around with.
Art style wise, I'm going to liken it to two games.
Okay.
One game is Grindstone.
Yeah, I can see that.
The second game is Pool Panic.
Oh, that's the like?
Is it Robot Chicken?
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on Switch.
Great pull. Yeah. Great pull again. That's the second week in a row where you've just latched onto the art style and you know.
It's like I do that with with music as well. I just I'm just very attuned to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just does,
Have you got any interest in this, Lewis? Ballionaire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good. Like I say, like it's just it looks like one I'd need to be forcibly removed. I can't stop. I'm going to close this window because I can't stop watching that.
Yeah.
It looks like something you could start to play and then all of a sudden an hour has passed.
Yeah, I guess
but that's the impression I'm getting from the video, and not, I guess, playing it's different because they're putting a lot into that to make it seem like there's loads going on. I don't know if that's.
I think there is,
because
when you think every single peg can have a different power that's setting off different chain reactions, like Alex was describing. I think it is a lot. And when I compare it to Peglin, which has obviously came out fairly recently as well, and is doing a similar thing, but looks ugly. This kind of eats its lunch.
Like it's one thing, and that's kind of the other thing that's making me keep playing it because I want to beat the run, because I want to unlock some of the other stuff, because I want to go and try and play the other levels. So I want to there's like a circular board which is like a Ferris wheel, so as you're playing it turns, so it's kind of adding a whole other dimension to it because you're never going to start spawning from the same place, and
that's cool.
Yeah,
and it's got a bit of that Peggle kind of off the wall humour to it as well.
Yeah,
which again, like Peglin didn't really have that either, or Round Guard didn't have that, and that was again doing the pachinko thing. But it feels like this has got more chance of breaking into a bigger audience. Although it has been out a few weeks now, hasn't it? And it hasn't.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a lot of coverage.
Not seen many people talking about it.
It's probably the time of year, though. I think it's a bizarre time to release an indie game, I think, certainly, or any game, but particularly one that doesn't have a massive marketing budget. It's a strange one. Yeah.
I get a feeling I'll be talking about it quite a lot over the coming weeks because it's got its claws into me, and you'll probably hear when I finally beat one of the runs.
Yeah. That's cool. Lewis, try and do it before him.
I will do.
He'll love that.
Just get a Steam Deck.
Good point. Well, I've actually been playing something on the Steam Deck and quite similar. This is I need to think of a word for the Ballatroization of things. But this is basically Ballatro, yeah. It's a Ballatro like. So it's Ballatro, but with dice or die. It's a roguelike, but a deck builder, but with a dice mechanic thrown into the mix as well. It's called Diceomancer, and I first heard about this on the Min Max Show, which is a podcast that I've mentioned before, and one of my favourites. But a guy on there, Jeff Marchiafava, who's got he's just gone down this rabbit hole of getting into roguelikes for the second half of last year, and I think this is his favourite one of all of those that he played, and it is it's good. We mentioned last week about Slay the Spire 2 coming out, and Alex, you mentioned that you didn't really get it when you first played Slay the Spire.
Yeah,
Diceomancer is like, it does feel like it's added loads more complexity to Slay the Spire, basically. So you're doing the same thing, going from node to node on a little map, doing mostly battles. There's a few sort of shops and upgrade points in between, but the battle system is basically, it's like a normal deck builder, like Slay the Spire, but you've got dice thrown into the mix. So some of the
on-screen dice as well.
On-screen dice, very important. Unlike Disco Elysium, and some of the numbers. So it will say, like, some of the cards will say like a sword does 4 damage to your opponent. Great, fine. So far, so Slay the Spire. The twist here is that the big thing is you've got this sort of power over dice as well. So you can have this card called the One Dice, which basically does this thing where you can choose to replace any number on the screen with a dice roll. So let's say, for example, the enemy you're up against has got 50 health, and you're like, well, I can only do like 4 damage with my sword. This is rubbish. You can roll the 1 dice and replace the 50 health with a d6 dice roll. So whatever you roll, you're going to take their health down from 50 to 6 at the highest. And so that's obviously becomes quite a powerful tool to use. But you can choose to replace... the enemy's health is the one I've used it for most because it's a great way to get the health down quickly. But you could replace probability chances, basically literally any number that's on screen. So I could replace my... I've said that sword does 4 damage. I could replace that with a roll, and potentially it could do 6 damage, or if not, it might do 2 damage, so it might be worse. But yeah, so you can... That's like the little extra little twist on the formula. And it builds on that, and it's quite complex, the different types of sort of energy and colour cards that you can use, and there's a sort of trading in system. So if you get like if you've got a card that needs a blue energy orb, you can burn one of your other cards to trade that grey energy for blue energy. It's blah blah blah. Like it's quite deep. I haven't played a great deal of it. I've just beaten like the first.
It looks
boss,
really nice,
basically. Yeah, I really like the art style.
Gorgeous.
Actually, what would you like in
something?
Please do. Yes, I'd be disappointed if you didn't. Go
on. Well, it's like you mentioned in Slay the Spire there, first person Slay the Spire when it comes to battles.
Yeah.
And it reminds me a lot of that first person point of view of the first boss in that game that came out last year, the Plucky Squire.
Oh yeah. The punch out boss. Yeah.
That's what I'm likening it to.
I like that likening.
Likening. Lewis is likening. Likening with Lewis.
Add it to the map. Yeah, so it's cool. I think it's got some depth to it that makes me think I would like to play it some more. I think anyone that likes a deck builder would, or a roguelike or both, would love it. It's also got this kind of Fortnite element to it where there's a storm sort of chasing you, like a purple mist.
Oh yeah.
Because you've used this forbidden power of the dice now, and this purple mist is like chasing you through the map. So I think there the impetus is to go along the nodes, but then you could potentially, if you've got time, you could backtrack to a previous one, so you could do another battle or go back to a shop, because you've still got time before the mist catches up with you. And every time you visit one of them, you get an extra use of your 1 dice, which is obviously the most powerful thing in the game to use. So yeah, it's a cool one. It's definitely up there as a cool game for cool gamers.
It looks it, definitely.
Check it out.
I need
Check
to try
it
that
out.
one. Definitely need to give it a go.
No, I think you'd like it. I do.
Is it in the family library?
Of course, Lewis. Just bite the bullet and get a Steam Deck.
Too busy cracking my windscreen.
There are easier ways to de-ice it, Lewis.
Yeah. I know how to get rid of size. Smash it.
Yeah. What else have you been smashing? Actually, that's terrible. Just talk about a game instead.
I've been smashing baddies with my fist.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Obviously, I'm talking about Indiana Jones.
Okay. Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Okay. Go ahead.
I can't remember if I've spoke about this, or if it was just you guys talking about it.
I don't think you
I
did.
think you did. Oh, did you not?
I hadn't played it when you guys were speaking about it.
No, I don't think so.
But I started it obviously after you two, and I am really enjoying it. Oh, I did actually. I said I'd started it, and I hadn't given any chance. I think I basically gave up. Like I zero. I done the first wee bit, and then the beginning of the university. That was it. I was like, "Fuck."
Oh wow!
Oh, that was very early.
Very early. So I was like, "I'll give it another chance," and I completely agree with everything that you were saying, Alex. Like walking around the Vatican is just lovely, and it was just. I think it was that. I was like, "I'll give it another chance. Just take your time with it." Don't give up so easily, and I'm glad I went back because it's such a good game.
It's great.
The writing is good. Troy Baker, I mean, the more and more you hear him talk, it's such a good impression. He does such a good job, and it's a proper Indiana Jones like story. I can imagine it as a film.
Yeah.
With the stuff that goes on.
Film.
But yeah, I've been like, going up behind some bad guys, smashing them with my fists, maybe using my whip from afar, putting their clothes on, running away, that kind of stuff.
Do you use the whip as a weapon?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can disarm people, can't you?
Yeah, but you can also then get some of the books to upgrade the weapon for the whip, so it's got more power, and when it hits them, it can like stun them and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was using it to if I was up a water tower somewhere or something, and there's a guy walking underneath me, I might just be, I'm up here, you can't get me, and use the whip just to, be a bit.
It's like getting off floors, bitch.
Be a bit funny. Yeah. So I'm continuing with it. So I've left the Vatican now. I'm in the next place.
That's quite impressive.
Got to Giza.
What's Giza?
I just got to the Himalayas.
Giza kiss. That's what I say before I punch them.
Yeah, I've dropped off it. Dropped off after.
You're missing out, Ben. You're missing out.
It sounds like it, doesn't it? I think maybe I've been playing it wrong, but I did not enjoy. There was, I think, the first main stealth section that you get to in the Vatican, where you're kind of like in an underground cave kind of section. It was just went on way too long, and just like not interested.
You need to go and find your clothes, so you don't need to be stealthy, and you can just fit in.
Well, this is the thing. Maybe that's the thing that I'm doing wrong. Because when Lewis was like, "Oh, it's so nice walking around the Vatican," I'm like, I haven't got to that stage yet. Like, I feel like I'm under threat constantly. Like I haven't.
Oh, really? So you've not even got your. You even got your.
I've got a priest outfit.
Yeah.
But like, there's soldiers everywhere, and
you can get soldiers outfit as well. You can
past
them as a priest. Yeah, you can get soldiers outfit.
Are they just? Is that like dotted about? Because I was handed a costume.
You get handed
that
one, you need to find the other one. So it's
okay,
right.
It's just by chance you find the other one.
Look, but if both of you are advocating for it this strongly, then I will go back to it. This is not just lip service. I will give it another try, because it was only. Yeah, it was just that bit that just seemed to go on a very, very long time, and I didn't enjoy it at all. But
it gets less stealthy after that. So there's still bits you need to be stealthy. Like there's certain bits that then become restricted and you're not allowed in them. But you need to be stealthy in them, even if you've got. So it gets to if you get the, the black. What are they? The black
shirts.
The black shirts outfit. Basically, all the other black shirts won't recognise you, but like the captains, or like they do. So like they're the ones that can see through your disguise. But it lets you into it again, so like all the bits in the square, like all those tents, you can just wander through all of that.
Can you?
The captain sees you.
Yeah.
So I think there's basically 2 outfits to find on each one. You'll get given one, because like in Giza, you get one. I'm assuming you've probably got that already.
Yep.
And then you can find like basically the enemy one in that area as well to make it a bit easier. But I've not found the one. I didn't find the one in Giza. I only had the one in Giza.
Well, I found one in the Sphinx.
Oh, I didn't find it.
When you first go in, when you speak to What's-Her-Face, it's on the table. But I've not been given one then.
Maybe that is the one that like you're kind of given then, because you've not got you won't have like a guards one. You've got like the worker one.
You
get the worker one, and then I think there's another one you can't find because there's 2 slots. There's always 2 slots for switching between.
But it's good. Yeah, definitely go back and try it.
Yeah. But how's the... Obviously, you mentioned whipping, and are you shooting anyone? Shot anyone?
No.
Yes.
Did you? Oh, no.
Because that's the other thing. I didn't... The reason I asked about the whip initially was I hadn't thought of using a weapon at any stage. I was just sneaking around. If I had to take someone out, I'd sneak up behind them and bash them over the head with something. But I haven't been in open combat at any point.
I got a machine gun at one point.
Oh, really? Now we're talking.
I was mowing through them.
Maybe I am playing it wrong then. Maybe I should.
Well, you can pick up
the weaponry.
all of their guns that they drop. You can pick up, and use against them. You get an achievement for picking up one of their weapons and using it against them. So I mean that's the reason for doing it straight away. And then you find all the repair kits. So obviously a lot of the weapons that you can only use them 2 or 3 times and then they break. But you find all these different. They're not called repair kits. Are they called repair kits?
Yeah, they're repair kits. Yep.
And you can repair like the stuff that you've picked up so that you can.
Have you finished it?
No, I've only just finished Giza.
Have you?
Yeah. So I've literally got to the Himalayas, which is next. Not that really spoils anything. No. And I've not even started going. I literally stopped when like the cutscenes finished when I got there.
Okay. Delightful.
Yeah. It is. It's a lovely little game for like an hour or 2 when you've got time just to sit and spend an hour or 2 on it.
Yeah. On reflection, I also, the last time I played it was via the cloud on Steam Deck, and that's probably not ideal. It's more of a sit back,
it's a sit back and
grab a beer on a big screen kind of game, isn't it? So
yeah.
And also, because wasn't Phil saying the streamed version from the cloud uses Series S technology? Didn't he say?
I'm quite surprised that because all the blades are all Series X blades for cloud gaming, so I'd be quite surprised if that was the case. Because I know all the blades are all Series X's.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But either way, probably not the optimum way to play it.
What do you mean by blades? Sorry, I don't know you.
So basically the way they call all like the infrastructure, like all of the big huge servers, like each bit of it, they refer to it as a blade, but it's basically like an individual console.
I see.
Well, I'm glad you're both enjoying it, and I hope to be able to join you on that sentiment. But from Lewis fisting baddies, that reminded me that I've played a game, just a little one, called Clickolding. Clickolding.
Is this the one you talked about where you were clicking in the corner of the bedroom?
Yeah. It's really weird. It's basically... I think this is a strange scaffold game. The developers of El Paso Elsewhere and I Am Your Beast, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's all kinds of weird. So it's basically first person perspective. You start off, you're sat on a bed in a hotel room. There's a guy opposite you in this really fucked up mask, and you've got one of those little clickers, that bouncers use on nightclubs.
Have you spoken about this a couple of weeks ago? Had you just started it?
That was Arctic Eggs, wasn't it? That was weird and fucked up.
I thought you had spoken about this before, because that was the only reason I knew about it.
No. I mentioned it in Discord.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that how it sounded familiar? Because
Perhaps.
Yeah.
That's why I don't say anything in Discord. Keep it fresh.
Yeah, I don't often either, but I just thought it was such a weird one that, I just wanted to immediately share it after playing it. But anyway, so you've got one of these clickers in your hands, and this guy in this mask just says, click, press click. And he's like telling you to click. So you click, and then he'll like eventually go, okay, click faster. And he's like very slowly sort of semi-thrusting in his chair that he's sat in the corner of this room. And then he's like, now get up, look out the window. Like, and it's all text. He's not saying it in that creepy way, but it's creepy as fuck. Mm-hmm. And you just feel like a prostitute for about 45 minutes to an hour. Like, when this guy's just like, right, now go in the bathroom. Okay, click in there. And you're just clicking, and he's responding to it and telling you what to do. It's so odd. I can't possibly recommend it to any human being. But it's odd because it makes you, in the silences between him giving you instructions or complaining that stop clicking, this doesn't feel right, like all that stuff. In those moments between, you can't help but question, why is this? Why am I doing this? What is this trying to say to me? What's the meaning of this all? It's one of those like just very odd, fucked up experiences that you will either get something from, some kind of like weird curiosity or something approaching entertainment, or you will just think, well, this is utter bullshit and I've just wasted £3 on this, having to click literally 10,000 times in order to finish the game.
Really?
Yeah. So,
sounds like My Name is Mayo.
Yeah, well, it is basically that, but with a kind of a story and a very obviously creepy atmosphere to it as well. Fascinating. It's just weird. You think this is where we're at with video games now.
Does this one have a platinum?
I don't know if it's on PlayStation actually.
I don't think it is.
But it's this. It's like, obviously mechanically very similar to My Name is Mayo, but it is trying to do something extra, and it is trying to make you feel things and feel something, and to that extent it works because I was feeling freaked out and very, very horny. No, it's an odd one, a very odd one, but one I just feel compelled to share because it's just such a strange little game.
And you've gone back to it a few times.
Never play. Oh, I play it every night now. Yeah, it's the only way I can get to sleep. No, not one I'll be going back to throughout the year, but it's in the family library if anyone wants to freak themselves out and feel like a lady of the night. Then go for it. But yeah, that's my little weird tangent for the day. Lewis, take us back to more wholesome pastures. What else have you been playing?
Well, adding to the list of games that I dropped for no particular reason, and I picked back up again. Welcome, Sea of Stars.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Sea of Stars. Dropped it at 10 hours, and I think I put in maybe 4 since picking it back up again.
So
I was
14 in total.
So what was that?
14 in total.
Yes.
Balatro.
14. Yeah, all that reflex math action. Yeah, so like I said before, I was looking for like a nice RPG to sort of see me through a JRPG, and this, it's been sat there. So I went to go back and play it again. I picked it back up where I left off. Can't really remember the story, so I think I said to you guys earlier today, I've got a new trick with using AI.
Right.
So I asked ChatGPT, I went, give me a synopsis of this game up to this point, to save me having to go and rake
Did it
through.
work?
Yes.
That's cool.
I was like, just tell me up to there, where I am. The Sea of Nightmares. And it did.
That's very cool. I'm adding that to my list of games to go back to while I think about it.
Yeah.
I
How long have you
played
played
that
for?
to your list of tasks to do and going on ChatGPTs.
I think I played 5 or 6 hours probably. Got to the little area where you can first play the mini game with the
Yes.
I can't
I've
remember
not played
what it's
it.
called.
It's Wheels
It's
or
really
something?
good. Yeah, Wheels. It's really good. Really enjoyed that. But yeah,
I've not played it. Not
dropped off
played
for
that.
whatever reason. That's a great game.
Yeah. And it's by is it Sabotage, the same folk that
Yeah,
did
yeah.
The Messenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, just really enjoying it. Really enjoying picking back up that story and moving forward with it.
Yeah, that's nice. Good on you for going back.
That's me, going back to games. So, because I spoke about it, going by what has happened every single time I've spoke about a game that I've dropped and picked back up again, I will not play it again.
That is the pattern. Yeah.
I spoke about it, it's been dropped.
Spoken about it. My duty has been fulfilled. Goodbye, Sea of Stars.
Time to pick something else.
It's funny you mentioned that though, because I have been thinking lately. I need to maybe make a concerted effort to go back to games that I've already started or games that I've bought and never touched. And I did I had this epiphany that maybe I will try to not buy any new games, at least until the Switch 2 comes out.
I remember, this is way back in the day, you sent us a video of your Switch, scrolling through all the games on your Switch.
Yeah.
And even back then, it was a lot.
Yeah. So you can imagine.
I felt seriously inadequate.
Well, you can imagine what it's like now.
Yep.
Because that was when I just had a Switch.
Yeah.
And now I've got everything and ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I realised that prior to getting a Steam Deck, I had 2 games in my Steam library. And now I've got 142 in the space of, I don't know, 8 months, something like that. It's a problem. It is a problem. So
it's a lot of games, and that's games that you bought. That's not all, and that's not all games in the family
library.
No, that's just my ones. So that is obviously most of them are ridiculously cheap. There is that, but even still, that's supply outstripping demand, really, isn't it?
Yes.
It's I don't need that much. So yeah, I'm going to try to be sensible and not buy any games until Switch 2 comes out. So
I would say the same, but I bought Dragon Age of the Pale Guard the other day just because I wanted.
But was that in 2024?
Let me check.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was.
It might just have been. Yes, it must have been. So that's I've not bought a game in 2025 yet.
Lewis, have you bought any games in 2025 yet?
In 2025,
Yeah.
no.
Look at us.
I'm expecting one to be delivered tomorrow, but I bought it last year.
That's fine. That's fine. Pre-orders, whatever. That's fine. But yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can do it. Any interest in joining me on this pursuit?
Are we all committing to this?
Well, do we want to all commit to it, or is it just a me thing?
No, I want to play Tales of Iron when it releases. I don't know. Join me in this crusade.
does get games provided to us count as not buying it? Yeah.
No, we are obligated to play games.
Well, obligated to play those, so that's
exactly.
Right. Yeah, I'll commit to that then.
Yeah,
me as well. I'll commit to not buying any games.
All right, you heard it here first.
Until the Switch 2 releases.
Well, I think that's
depends when it is. Let's wait and see when that is first, because I mean this we might already know by the time this podcast releases, but let's wait and confirm.
I would like to go back to my backlog because I've got a few games here as well that I want to play.
Are we going to do a pizza bet on this as well?
See, I keep thinking about this. Is one of the reasons why I'd quite like one of those nice things that you've got, Ben, because I want to write a list. And I want to write a list of my games that I want to play, and I want to stick to that list.
Yeah.
And I want to say these are the games that I'm going to play. I mean, I've got my first completion of 2025.
Remarkable 0.0 there. 0.5.
What's your first completion of 2025?
Astrobot, technically.
Oh.
It's a nice one as well. So me and my son finished it. We got to the end and we finished it.
Oh. That's a brilliant first game.
It was nice to keep going all the way. Like, I was so tempted at points to power through it because I just wanted to finish it, and I held back. I'm like, no, we'll do it, and we'll just play it together. And anytime he wants to play it, we'll just do a wee bit more.
That's
so
nice.
Technically, I think, I'm taking it as a 2025 because we're still playing it to the last bits that he wanted to do into 2025. So, yes,
good on you. Did you guys went to see Sonic 3 as well, didn't you?
We did.
Did he like that?
Very good. He loved it. Absolutely loved it.
It's good. I enjoyed it as well.
It was a really quick film, I thought, because it was constant action, really. I was sitting, is that finished? And you're like, there wasn't that whole thing where you like get to the middle and like you get a lull and you're like, oh fuck, there's still an hour of this to go. It was like it just kept going. And the biggest compliment I can pay to this film, and I think some parents will appreciate this, is my son at no point during this film asked to go to the toilet. So the whole time through the whole film, it didn't ask to go to the toilet. So that's as big a compliment to this as I can pay it.
Yeah, and similarly, I took my 3, and even the 3-year-old sat through it with no complaints at all. Just absolutely, loved it. So, definitely recommended. Highly recommend. I think all 3 of those films are wicked. I really enjoy them. Like silly, but good. And Keanu Reeves as Angry Sonic was brilliant.
I was laughing at. What was he doing?
So Casper, my youngest, was, as soon as we got out, he's like, "I'm Angry Sonic," and he was just like frowning and then running off, and then coming back and repeating that for several hours. It was very amusing. So Shadow from now on is known as Angry Sonic.
Angry Sonic
in our house. But I actually got Sonic and Shadow Generations that I need to play properly.
It's a good game. I need to play that properly.
Couple of levels of that. It seems very cool. Very solid.
That's on my imaginary list.
Yeah. Well, let's do that list, because that sounds like another episode topic we could go through as well, is like making that list of ones we're going to go back to, and then like committing to it, and then maybe doing a pizza bet for whoever fails first has to buy both of us a pizza.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you're unsure, Lewis.
No, I'm not unsure. I
Such a
look forward to taking you to the pizza place where I take my friends.
I mean, at least you've been there. He hasn't taken me.
Yeah, and you live closest
And
by
I live the closest
a good 400
by a
miles.
Why don't you two just go out? Come on.
It's not the same.
Jesus, through the waste.
So far.
I don't want salt and sauce.
What?
Lewis, go on.
There's a... I can explain it. It's in Edinburgh. I think it's just an Edinburgh thing as well. We tend to put salt and sauce, like a brown sauce, on like fish and chips from a chippy.
Oh, so not salt and vinegar?
Not salt and vinegar. It's a purely... I thought it was East Coast, but I think it's just Edinburgh.
Well, sounds like a good combo.
But the sauce has vinegar in it, I'm sure.
Yeah, brown sauce is very vinegary, isn't it?
But this is chippy sauce.
Oh, so it's not brown. It's not like HP or
the colour of
Daddies.
the sauce is brown, but it's chippy sauce.
Okay, that sounds good.
I wasn't intended for it to be disgusting. It's coincidentally, the sauce is made in Glasgow.
Is it?
It is indeed.
But
I've shared a video on this before, and I will do it again.
Ship it today.
Right.
I'll share a video on this.
Excellent. Well, yet another reason to join patreon.com.
I'll put it in the Patreon. I'll stick it in Discord.
Perfect. £1 gets you access to that.
That YouTube video that you can find yourself.
Oh, I thought it was a video you shot of you eating brown sauce.
I'm sure he could do one of them as well.
I could do it then.
Pull your finger out. Come on.
It was his fist, Ben.
Pull your fist out. Right. Let's end this with a game, shall we?
Let us.
Let's do it. Let's play Guess the Outro. Honestly, well, Lewis has dropped his mic. I never know what's going to come out.
Just freestyle.
Yeah. So that's what this is. You guess the outro to the show, the song that we play at the end. You have 3 clues, 10 questions. Your first clue is Games Master magazine gave this game a 90% and a Games Master Gold Award.
That doesn't mean anything, because I'm sure the Games Master magazine noticed stop just a couple of years ago.
No, I think it was a wee bit longer than that, but maybe I'm wrong.
Question 1.
Because you automatically, I would think, Games Master, 90s.
Yeah, but that might be a red herring, because, clue number 1 has the gobshite one. Was there any currencies or anything in there this time? Does it indicate which country of Games Master it was? Like,
don't get shirty with me, pal.
I'm going to ask if it's a 90s game. Or should I not? Or should I bundle it up?
No, I'd go for it. Is it a 90s or 90s even? I don't know. Yeah. It's just like asking, is it released in the last 10 years? So, I mean...
Mix it up. Yeah, was this game released in the 1990s?
No.
I feel like when you got like a 90 and a golden joystick and stuff back in the day, it was like your Nintendo games, like your Marios and shit. But I could be wrong. That's just like me talking shit.
I'm still sure that magazine existed for donkeys. Was this game a platform exclusive?
No.
Not a platform exclusive.
Do you think it could
is
be
this
indie?
game?
Do you think it could be an indie? Probably not. Who knows?
Not sure. I was going to go for a genre.
Yeah, go genres.
And we'll bulk our genres together as Ben has instructed us to do so. Is this game an RPG, a sports game, platformer, or a Metroidvania?
No. What were they again?
Metroidvania, platformer, sports game, RPG.
No.
I think.
None of them.
None of them.
Question 4.
Have any of us played this game?
I can't answer that.
Why not?
Because he doesn't know.
Is it? Or is it for another reason?
I can't answer that either.
So that doesn't count then?
That doesn't count. Question 4.
I was hoping that would be like my new question.
So that was a good question last week. But it's only good if I know the answer.
Do you know the answer?
Yeah.
Character name and title.
I was waiting on that one. I've not had that for a while.
If in doubt, no.
It's not Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. One of these days. How many questions is that? 4?
Yep, that's 4. You're on question 5.
So it wasn't 90s. Should we try and narrow down the release? Was this game released in the last 10 years?
No.
No, so it must be what? So that probably takes you to up to 2015. So it doesn't really it could be the 80s.
It could be.
No, Game Faster wasn't that old, was it?
I don't know. The magazine was before the TV show.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I'm wrong though. Right, so
Well, you've got a clue. Yep. Your clue is this is the 10th main entry in this series.
The 10th main entry.
That takes me down to Final Fantasy, because there's not many series with that many entries that would.
But we said RPG and he said no.
No, it's a fighting game. Because it could be like Mortal Kombat. But then would you? I'm trying to think of cross-platform titles that would have that many entries.
The 10th.
So what genres did you ask? RPG,
sport, Metroidvania, platformer. I think I can't remember. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking like Mortal Kombat 10.
Like fighting. With like rhythm. Any high scoring rhythm games?
Not would be the 10th in the series though.
Yeah.
It's that 10th in the series, but like, I mean, has Mario even had 10 main games?
2D and 3D.
Maybe. But it's not an exclusive, so it's not Mario. I'm trying to think of a cross-platform series that's got like 10 entries, and Mortal Kombat's the one. And I always think Mortal Kombat was the kind of thing that was always on Games Master as well. It was such a Games Master game. Like, they would always have like people playing Mortal Kombat against each other, like two like wee geeky folk with long hair that never left the room. Like, you know what I mean though?
Yeah.
Like, you totally
Let's not slag off our core audience. Come on.
Yeah. But I mean, is it a fighting game? Can I ask that question?
Yeah. No, it's not a fighting game.
Oh Jesus!
Love
So
do we know that it's cross-platform?
Game. Well, it's not an exclusive, so I did ask.
Oh yeah, okay.
Question.
This is tricky.
It could be, but it's not sports. Like someone be completely gobshited, like nominated FIFA 95 and 96 because it had like such a good soundtrack. Because like,
I did think
those FIFAs that had all those really good soundtracks.
Yeah, I was thinking FIFA.
But it's not a sports game. So.
It's not sports, yeah. The 10th game.
10th game in a series, it's really thrown me.
What was the first clue again?
First clue was Games Master Magazine scored it 90% and gave it a Games Master Gold Award.
Gold.
Question 7.
Could it be something like Mega Man?
I'm sure the 10th Mega Man was released in the 70s or something like that. There's loads of them.
But then what would that I would probably class under, like, what is it, like action or platform or something?
I would say platformer.
Yeah.
You're jumping on a platform. it doesn't know that if we played this game, what do I think? 10th in the series. Must be a beloved franchise.
No, could it? No, there's not been that many of them. Did you think? Could you see that 10th game of the series? Could you reread that just to get the exact wording again?
Sure. This is the 10th main entry in the series.
Main entries? That means there's maybe some filler shite in there as well.
Because I was thinking like Yakuza and stuff, but I don't think that there hasn't been 10 main entries. There's only been 8, and this was over 10 years ago. So
it's a tricky one. It's a tricky customer.
It's not. What other genres could it be?
It's just not fighting. Sport, RPG, Metrovania, platformer. Rhythm.
Racing would count in as sports, wouldn't it? Rhythm, but kind of rhythm games had that many games in the series.
Just Dance. Dance Dance Revolution. Is it? It could be like an arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to group those two together, if okay with you. Is it an arcade game or a rhythm game, Ben?
No.
Fuck me.
Not arcade or rhythm. Question 8. Come on, guys.
Come on.
You were floundering at this stage last week, and you pulled it out of the bag. So
Alex pulled out the bag. Come on, Alex, you can do it.
I'm totally fixated in this 10th game in the series, and I'm trying to think of games that have had 10 games in the series. Like Final Fantasy is the only other big one that I can think of that does, or Dragon Quest and stuff. But you've asked RPGs, it's not an RPG.
Puzzle. How many versions of Tetris has there been?
Loads. But there's only really been, probably it depends what your class is main. I think you would struggle to class all those versions of the games.
Explore this area of thinking.
Is it a puzzle game?
No.
We've already asked that.
Not a puzzle game.
He was asking me. He was asking me that to build up to something else. I wasn't asking you that.
You said, is it a puzzle game?
Yeah, and then he was going to say something else. You interrupted.
Yeah, you did.
Don't give me that.
As many questions as that? 9.
You're on question 9 now. You've got 2 left. Come on.
Explore this. Explore what?
You were on the right lines where you're thinking about, like, when you said about Tetris and how many mainline games there are in Tetris. There must be loads, right?
There must be.
So think.
Pac-Man.
What else is there loads of?
There's loads of Pac-Man. There's loads of Sonic the Hedgehog. There's cat name and title. There's loads of...
Pac-Man's character name and title, no?
So yes, yeah. Yep.
See, great question.
That is a great question.
Okay.
It's very, very good. What else is there loads of? There's loads of stuff.
There you go.
See, what my issue, and I'm going to lay all my cards on the table here to the listeners as well. Do you know what my issue is with this game? I've got a fucking clue. I've got a clue. 0. You know where you see there's like GIFs or in films when Tumbleweed rolls past. That's what's happening in my head right now.
At all times.
At all times. It looks like I'm buffering.
But what you're doing now, when you're doing this thing that you do now, Alex is thinking and he's doing what he does. So really, you're a great team.
I was going back to Lewis.
See?
How many games in the Tetris? How many games is in the Call of Duty?
There he goes.
Oh my goodness. Shooting game?
I mean,
Call of Duty.
Reese nominated the last game. Who's to say didn't put 2 in there? And you know how much he likes shite.
Yeah. I'm surprised he suggested Alan Wake 2, to be honest.
Like, I mean, there's been more than 10 mainline Call of Duty games. But
I think Reese is only playing Alan Wake 2 out of spite because you've always criticised his taste in games.
Yeah.
So now
I
we
mean,
can go,
should we ask if it's
we
a
both like
first-person
shot games.
Should we
think
ask
so.
if it's a first-person shooter?
Mm.
Is this a first-person shooter?
No.
Oh, get stuffed, Ben.
Call of
Go
Duty.
and fuck yourself.
Wow. That's harsh. Oh, dearie me.
Question 10.
Oh, I know, but that would be an exclusive.
Was it?
Pokemon. Doesn't really have music though, does it? It just goes beep, me, 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 me.
It's great. It's got some great songs.
Does it? I mean, but that's an
tunes.
exclusive, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, this question 10. Let's just
It's
ask.
also an RPG.
Let's just ask a question to get the clue.
Let's just ask a daft question to get the
Ooh.
clue.
Ben,
Hello.
do you use? Is there an interesting peripheral used with this game?
No.
Good. Right, give us a clue.
Interesting.
It's not Billy Bass fishing.
No, it's not.
10.
Yeah. What was question 9 again?
Is it a first-person shooter?
Okay, yeah. No. Okay.
Person shooter then. Isn't it?
Your final clue is
The third-person shooter.
this game has some shared DNA with another game that we have discussed.
That's not a
on
clue.
this episode.
Shared DNA.
So what did you talk about? What have you spoken about? Indiana Jones,
Sea of Stars.
Sea of Stars. I
Ballionaire.
spoke about Ballionaire and Astrobot. What did Ben,
Did Ben
talk about?
deliberately speak about Diceomancer just to crowbar in that terrible clue?
This is a great clue. Shut your lying mouth.
It's pushing me to machine games. Oh, could it be Doom's a third-person shooter, isn't it?
No.
Is it?
Doom's
No?
first person.
Is Doom first? Or Doom is first person? Because I was thinking if machine games is something to do with Doom. Because I feel like machine games is the only thing that can have some shared DNA with something.
Shared DNA. It's a very vague.
It's like
Clue.
something's using the same engine or same publisher or something stupid.
I'd go on record and say that's probably one of the worst clues we've had.
You'll kick yourself if you don't get it from that clue. It's a great clue.
Oh, yeah.
Great clue. Great clue.
Is it more souls than the shared DNAs that art is? But that was last week.
Keep up.
Have we talked about anything else?
Probably, yeah.
I'm sorry, listeners, that this is really dragging on because Ben's
Well-
giving really shite clues.
Yeah.
I cannot be. Do you know what? One of you two can do this. Okay, I'm tired of this abuse.
You want to give abuse.
Yeah, I want to be the abuser for once. I want to be the fister. That would be fun, actually,
I don't know.
to be on the other side.
What was your other clue,
it's no
Ben,
fun.
that would have been if we hadn't talked about a game that had a shared DNA?
No, that was the clue.
So it has
How
to
did
be
you
a
know
game
we were going
that
to talk
Ben
about that
mentioned
game?
then. It has to be one that he spoke about
Well,
then.
because I asked you earlier today, what games are we all talking about?
Well, it couldn't have been Astrobot then because I didn't tell you about that.
Gonna have to press you guys. Gonna have to press you.
I don't know.
No, I don't know either.
Nope. No Hail Marys. Want to give one guess? No. Okay. I'm putting that in the loss column.
That is a loss.
And it is the
Did you
second.
wait for the steward's inquiry?
It's the second time that this listener and patron has submitted a game that you haven't guessed correctly.
Oh, fuck off,
Cancel.
Andrew.
I'm going to cancel.
It was Andrew. It was Andrew. Now, the shared DNA shares DNA.
This is going to be another one that's just such an Andrew game, because the last one was just such an Andrew game. Can that be a clue next time that you submit a game, please?
Okay, I'll bear that in mind. The shared DNA was with Indiana Jones.
Right.
What games has Indiana Jones, the character, influenced?
Oh, Uncharted?
Any others?
Lara Croft?
Alex has mentioned
What?
Lara Croft earlier.
So then that can't have been a clue. What was the clue before?
That was the clue. Indiana Jones shared DNA with Tomb Raider.
But you didn't know that Alex was going to mention Tomb Raider.
No, I didn't. He's talking.
No, but he mentioned Indiana Jones.
And you mentioned
Like we spoke about Indiana Jones.
Yeah, apologies.
Tomb Raider is related to Indiana Jones.
I
remember the bit with the tumbleweed?
Tomb Raider.
What? What did you say, Alex?
I wouldn't have put that in with Tomb Raider. No.
Okay. Well, I think
It's not shared DNA.
I think it is.
She's not
Tomb
his
Raider.
daughter.
You don't know that. But yes, this is Tomb Raider, the 2013 reboot.
Remake.
Which was, I was quite shocked to see that that's the 10th mainline entry in the Tomb Raider franchise. But yeah, it bloody well is. And there's been loads, hasn't there? But that's what I was saying when you were saying about like the Tetris point. I think because you were quite fixated on numbered entries up to that point. So I was trying to sort of steer you towards more like, Tetris, blah, 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 Tetris, blah, blah. Anyway, you didn't get there in the end. I think that was quite helpful clues, and if upon reflection, when you've had some time to calm down,
I don't think there's anything helpful about any of those three clues.
No, 10th mainline entry. I think that's pretty helpful. There can only be a few things.
Did you come up with these clues, or did Andrew?
I came up with the clues.
Okay, just so we know that our anger is well placed, and we're not angry at you.
Be angry at both of us. But no, I think it was a good selection. Thank you, Andrew. A great choice. Just like last time. Andrew currently 2 for 2 against you two.
Well done, Andrew.
Yeah.
Well done. Hope you're happy.
Well done. Excellent. But yeah, good. Not a game that I have dabbled in actually.
You would be right. In your
to not dabble.
Well, no, and like when you were like you don't know or you can't comment. I have not played this.
Yeah, I was pretty sure you hadn't. I wasn't sure about Alex whether he had or not.
I think I have played that at one point.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have helped.
Well, no. We'll never know. Anyway, thanks again, Andrew. This is A Survivor is Born, and that is by Jason Graves.
Sorry. Laugh over the top of that.
What's funny about that?
Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Jason Graves. Or Graves. I don't know. And that is from the reboot of Tomb Raider.